Raining outside a little bit. Heater's finally working though. Last night, this heater did not want to turn on. It was really frustrating. It was freezing in here. This morning too, I tried turning it on. It would click, the fan would start blowing, and you can hear it clicking, and then it'll go off. It'll do that 3 times, and it would just shut off. I tried it probably 10 times by turning it off, waiting a minute, turning it back on, and then we'll go through that cycle again. It's like propane's not getting to it or something, but the stove worked. So this morning I just took the cover off and took a look inside. Didn't actually do anything, put it back on, and just now tried it again and it's back on. It's hot in here now. Oh yeah, last night it was cold. Oh Yoda, was it cold last night? Slept under the covers for a good part of the night with me.
The idea is just tell Daddy when you're gonna carve it. The day before Halloween. Not looking at Daddy.
Mama, I'm gonna cut the top off like this.
Like that?
Are you having fun at Nana's house? Not that much fun, right?
Not having that much fun, right?
Because it's not Halloween.
Because Daddy's not here. We can't have fun without Daddy. Tell him.
You said it already.
It's drizzling a little bit. Look at this huge leaf. It's drizzling a little bit. It rained off and on last night, and the fact that the heater wasn't working was a little bit of a problem, but I had plenty of blankets. I had my comforter, I had my wool blankets, I put them all on. So, stayed pretty warm. I do have to leave today just to go somewhere. I mean, I could stay here if I wanted to, but this drizzly, rainy weather just not that exciting for me to be here. So maybe I'll drive up to Whistler, or I might drive back down to Squamish. And I will figure that out in a matter of a few minutes here though, because I'm pretty much packed up and ready to go. So as you can tell, I've decided to come up to Whistler. It was only about 25 to 30 miles from where I was camping, so it made sense. It was raining, or still is raining. The whole time it rained, but Whistler is like just a town that I hear so much about and haven't been to yet. So being that close, I felt like even if I just came for the day, it was a good opportunity to check it out. It is a resort town. It's primarily in the winter for skiing, snowboarding, I guess. I'm sure summer too for just kind of hiking, camping, you know, backcountry adventuring. So in that sense, it's kind of an all seasons town. It can get a little bit pricey and crowded here. So I'm just gonna check it out and see what it's like. You know, more than that, I'm gonna go grab a bite to eat and also go use their library, work at their library. Hopefully, if the town's not too crowded. Whistler Library up there. Got a nice little park in the back. I'm parked over there. See that? Barely see me. It's $1. Weird system. It's $1 to park for the first hour, and it goes up every hour after that. So if you wanted to park for 4 hours, it's $9. But there's nothing preventing you from going back to the meter and get a 1 hour pass every hour on the hour. Yeah, it's a bit of a hassle, but I can park there for 4 hours just by going back once an hour. Really glad I was able to catch a break in the weather and fly the drone in Whistler, because I don't know if I'm going back to Whistler. I spent the whole day there basically working at the library, had lunch, and afterwards I drove out to one of the parking lots next to a skate park and flew the drone. It's a beautiful place, and I was talking to this kid, well, not a kid, I think he was in his 20s, from Perth, Australia. He's got a couple drones back in Australia that he didn't get to bring over. And being young and traveling and trying to save money, spending $1,000 on a drone isn't necessarily, you know, in his budget. So, but I had it was a good time talking to him, meeting somebody, and decided that I'm going to go up to this boondocking spot about 15 miles north of Whistler to check it out, to see if it's a place that I can spend the night, because the weather has Whistler not raining tomorrow, which is pretty good. It's big, because it's raining every day after that in the foreseeable future. So 15 miles up, it's not too bad. It's almost like halfway to Pemberton. I've been sort of just hopping 10, 20 miles at a time. I started out in North Vancouver, and I drove up to Squamish. From Squamish, I drove to Whistler, and now from Whistler, I'm driving to this spot 15 miles north. So we'll see how it is. It's supposed to be next to the river, and even though it's raining, I don't think the water is going to rise too much. If it hasn't risen high already, it's probably not going to rise higher than that. I'll be able to look at the ground and kind of see, you know, if it's solid, if I'm going to spend the night. Here's the spot. I really don't know if it's going to work. It's nice. It's a nice spot. It's just not very level. It's hard for you to tell, but cars like this and like this. There's a fire pit right there, so people do camp here. And there's the river. And there's the mountains. It's a beautiful spot, but once again, there's a lot of hydroelectric here, so huge. Mosquitoes? What kind of bugs are these? Just killed one. We'll have power lines running over. Fresh snow on the peaks. Unless there's a way for me to get level right here. I just don't know if there's a way.